Hi everyone, welcome back to AnyShifter. How are you guys? In this video, we'll discuss about 5 important things that will happen in the next Attack on Titan episode 15. But before that, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, because AnyShifter still have many more theory. In the previous episode, Eren has told his goals and Jaegerists to his childhood friends, Armin and Mikasa. With a cold gaze, Eren even told Mikasa and Armin not to get in his way, or something bad will happen. Find difficult to accept the reality, Mikasa felt that Eren was actually being controlled. But Eren firmly said that he was free, all the things he did before consciously without coercion from anyone, including killing innocent residents and children during the attack on Liberio. Mikasa's sadness and disappointment did not stop there. Eren then reluctantly revealed the true facts about the Ackerman clan, and mean to call her a slave. He explains that the reason Mikasa always protects him is because Ackerman's instinct to think of him as her master. That what makes Mikasa always protect him. Mikasa, who had been strong and never showed her weakness, finally cried. Armin was furious, he immediately punched Eren in the face. But immediately failed to hit Eren's face. Armin's fist was stopped by Mikasa. Instead of thanking her for being protected, Eren instead taunted Mikasa again. With all his might, Armin punched Eren again, and this time his punch hit Eren, after which they fought. At the place where Zeke is being held, he turns 30 of Levi's subordinates into Titan to escape in order to meet Eren. Zeke, who thinks Levi won't have the heart to kill his own subordinates, turns out to be a big mistake. He had already killed countless of his subordinates, so in an instant Levi was able to catch up with Zeke. Zeke, who was shocked and panicked, turned into a Beast Titan, because there was no match for him. Levi was able to defeat Beast Titan easily, and Zeke's body that was destroyed was managed by Levi to secure. On the other hand, the Jaegerists' movement is getting more and more brutal. The target of their current operation is to recruit prospective LDA soldiers who are in the academy. Previously, the military training students looked lackluster and lethargic when they heard directions from the instructor Keith Shaddis. They felt that learning to kill humans is more important than killing Titans for now. Suddenly Farak and his colleagues appeared. Farak excitedly invited them to join the Jaegerists in order to fight the outside world. This was greeted with enthusiasm by the cadets. To prove their loyalty, Farak ordered them to beat the instructor Sadis until he could not stand up, and then the old man was beaten violently by them until he were battered. After Eren and Jaegerists move back into action, with the title Soul Salvation, here are 5 important things that will happen in Attack on Titan episode 15. 1. Zekes Past. In a state of dying and almost death because of his fight with Levi, in a helpless state, Zeke remembers his past, from when he was a child and when he was with Grisha Jaeger and Dana Fritz. During his training as a soldier, meeting with his adoptive father Tom Kusava, who would later give Zeke a Beast Titan, and until he became Marley's warrior. When Zeke was a child, he lived with the doctrine of the LDA coup given by his real father Grisha Jaeger. At that time Grisha was one of the LDA rebels who had the aim of coup Marley. At that time Zeke was a weak prospective soldier and was always left behind from the other children. This even made Grisha disappointed because he wanted Zeke to infiltrate Marley's military brass. This made little Zeke sad. Tom Kusava appeared, he was kind and accepted all his shortcomings, from which Zeke began to think of Tom as his adoptive father. Then under Tom's guidance, he was able to become a Marley warrior, get the Beast Titan power, and was get a nickname, the Wonder Boy. Because of the strength and features of the Beast Titan he had compared to his predecessors. There Zeke became one of Marley's trusted soldiers, both in mission and in war. He was always at the forefront of defeating Marley's enemies. 2. Levi becomes disabled. Back to the time when Zeke was successfully beaten by Levi. On the way to carry Zeke after defeating him, Levi put a thunder spear in Zeke's stomach, which is connected to his neck so that he doesn't dare to run away. With the slightest contact the thunder spear will explode in Zeke's stomach. You can imagine what would happen if the thunder spear exploded. Normal humans would definitely die, because the stomach which contained its internal organs would be destroyed instantly. Levi, who seemed sure that Zeke would not dare mess with the spear, turned out to be mistaken. After Zeke recalled his past flashback, he became resigned to his death. He didn't care anymore about what would happen to him. He detonated the thunder spear. With his sacrifice, he hoped that Levi, who was one of Aaron's biggest threats, and the Jaegerists could die with him, because if a strongest Paradis warrior like Levi died, it would greatly benefit the Jaegerists' side. After the explosion, Zeke's body was crushed with the intestines bursting out. Levi, who was beside him, was hit by the impact. He was knocked far away. His face was crushed and covered in blood. One eye of Levi became unusable. The worst thing was that the 2 fingers of Levi that he used to hold the 3D maneuver gear sword were broken. In a state of pain when faced with death, Levi also remembers his past with his friends who were still alive before he finally fell unconscious. 3. Path World. In the act of suicide, Zeke, who is dying and almost dies after losing half of his body, can only surrender to wait for his death. Out of nowhere, a Titan appeared who then approached Zeke. Without any clear intention, the Titan opened his stomach until the contents came out. The Titan then put Zeke into his stomach. Zeke, who was resigned while waiting for his death to wake up in a desert, there was no one except a girl. The girl seemed to be making Zeke's missing body parts back with sand. Zeke, who can only see what the girl is doing, realizes that the world is the Path World, a world that connects all the Eldians in one path. This place is not tied to life and death. The female figure is Ymir Fritz, the first source of Titan's power and also a slave to the king of Eldia named Fritz. Because Zeke has royal family blood inherited from her mother, Dana Fritz, so Ymir, who feels like his slave, helps Zeke to live again. This is where the mystery of the Ymir Fritz and the next world path will be revealed. 4. Zeke heads to Eren. After his meeting with Ymir, Zeke came out of the Titan's carcass with his whole body. He appeared in his best condition without any injuries. The Jaegerists who saw him could only be confused. On the other hand, Hanji, who was also brought by the Jaegerists to find Levi, who was dying, Hanji looked surprised because Levi, who had been considered the strongest warrior of mankind, could lose and get fatal wounds like this. After finding out that Levi is still alive, Hanji lies to the Jaegerists that Levi is dead. This she did for Levi's safety. The recovered Zeke confidently told the Jaegerists that he was going to where Eren was. The Jaegerists were not against it, and they were the ones who would escort Zeke to meet Eren. The Jaegerists had no idea that there was any ulterior motive for Zeke in mind other than to activate the founding Titan's power. Whatever the goal, he needed contact with Eren as the key to the success of his plan. 5. Peak's surprise attack. The Jaegerists, who have subdued Paradis under Eren's control, are increasingly convinced that they are the strongest there. With the Supreme Commander killed, as well as all the higher-ups had become hostages of Zeke's spinal fluid wine power, making this faction in control of the Paradis at that time. The Jaegerists, who were already complacent about Paradis' conquest, didn't realize that there would be threats from outside the island targeting them. In another place, when Eren came to the girl who killed Sasha, Gabby Braun, Peak came from behind. She immediately stabbed the neck of the room guard where Gabby was held and immediately pointed a gun to Eren's head. The appearance of Peak is also a sign of the start of a war between Marley and Eldia on the island of Paradis. Thank you for watching this video, guys. We will back again with more interesting videos for you. See you next time and goodbye.